In the last chapter, we looked at bullet lists, numbered lists, and multi-level lists. And when we looked at multi-level lists, I noted that some of the multi-level list styles actually included heading styles. Now that we've learned about styles and lists, we can put the two together and take a look at styled multi-level lists. I'm going to begin by selecting the text for my multi-level list. If I simply choose one of these styles, like 1.1 or 1A, what I'm left with is simply a list, and I can indent some of these items in order to make them lower level. For example, I can click here and turn this into an A. This is a regular multi-level list. However, if I choose any of the styles that have the word heading in them, I get not only a multi-level list, but I actually get a change in my heading styles in Word. Now I have a heading style that includes the word article. If I indent my subpoint, it includes the word section. And this is part of the heading styles. I've actually chosen not just a multi-level list, but I've chosen a new set of heading styles to support it. So let's undo these changes. We can select these items, change their list level to an article level, and they're back again. So I can include text like the words article and section. I can also include, for example, the word chapter. This is the only word that appears in this list. This custom multi-level list includes only heading ones that include words. If I indent, for example, a subpoint or choose a lower list level for it, these do the same thing, you'll notice that the word chapter goes away. All of the other styles have no additional text with them. And if I select, for example, a very standard outline, this looks a lot like the outline 1A that we'd see in a book, for example, a reference book, I get a really nice set of heading styles that only include numbering. So here is my next level, A, but notice then heading 3 has an even lower level, and there's actually even a heading 4 and a heading 5 that are created and added as I use them. So another really nice feature that I can quickly go in and lay out an outline, whether I'm creating a handbook or any other kind of a document. And this multi-level list actually understands that it's an outline for a document. When I go to the end of the line and press enter, I'm back into normal text. So if I want to add text after my first point, I press enter and it returns to normal text. So I can just type whatever words I would like to have here. The same after the subpoints. This is a really great style to use when you're creating a structured document. Now I'd like to show you another use of multi-level lists, and rather than choose a list style that changes my headings, I actually want to choose my headings and change them manually. Let's return to our 2 Trees Employee Handbook. As you'll notice, we have numbered sections. But those numbers were typed in. Notice there's no number associated with my heading 1s or heading 2s. Someone actually typed 3.10, inclement weather, emergency closings, 3.11, and so on. The problem will become obvious as soon as we think about it. When we have the need to insert something in this handbook, we're going to need to manually renumber. For example, the handbook's under review right now, and we need to add a section 3.11 on disasters and states of emergency. So I'm going to copy this and change back to my handbook, and I'm going to insert it. And when I do, there's no automatic numbering that happens. I'll need to number this myself. But then I will also need to renumber 11, 12, 13, 14, and so on. I would really love to have this document number itself for me automatically, and that's really easy to do in Word 2010. Let's take a look at a section of this document and see how we would create styles that would allow us to have the document number itself. So here's the section of the Employee's Handbook, and you'll notice that I have an introduction at level 1, and then I have my heading 2s, and I simply want to modify my heading 1. Now, I can either choose numbering here. For example, I can choose the recently used format number 1, or I could type a number 1 at the start. But the trick is to update my heading 1 to match my selection. And when I do, here's my heading 1 automatically numbered here as well. Now I'm going to change my heading 2 style. I'd like this one actually to have letters rather than numbers. And I'm going to right-click and update my heading 2 to match my selection. So now when I insert some text, for example, if I were inserting the text here about our disasters or state of emergency, let's copy that text and go back to our section of the document that we're working in, and let's insert it. And you'll notice that it's a heading 2, so it knows to give it a letter. I'm going to click on the A, the field, and I'm going to say continue this numbering. So it's A, B, C, and so on. Now, I'll obviously want to go back and change my heading style so that this is over to the left a little bit. I don't want it to indent. I can turn on my ruler and make some other changes here and update my style one more time to take care of the formatting issues that the numbering created. And this again takes care of all of the heading 1s, and I can do the same thing with heading 2s. The point is that I can create any kind of a multi-level list that I need to create using any of the style sets that already exist. If I ever want to use this style set again that I've created, it would be very good to make sure that it has all the quick styles that I want, and then to open style set and save this as a new quick style, for example, modern numbered, so that I will have it for use again in future documents. Between styles and our multi-level numbered list, I can create powerful outlines and outline existing documents in Word 2010.